Hi, I'm Katerina from Create with Katerina. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'd like to invite you to watch my journey video, which is on my trailer page. So if you go into my channel, you'll see my main video there. And if you watch that, get to know me and what my journey has been like and what my goals and what I'd like to help you with. So today we're going to talk about my newest project, which I just did. I know a lot of you have been asking me. You see the thrift hauls that I do, you see how I shop for the fabrics and all that, and then you say, well, what are you going to make with it? And then I tell you, and then you go, well, can you show us? So I'm going to show you. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this tote bag that I just made. And this was originally, this here was a Pioneer Woman pillow sham. So this was all one piece, and I folded it in half. So it was really large. So this is 14. So it was like 28 long, and I folded it in half, and it's 22 wide. Okay. So it has these raw edges on the ruffles because that's how the pillow sham was. And I wanted to keep it in that Cottagecore farmhouse style format. So that's what I did. This is not a boxed tote. So it's very handy. It's really big. You can see how big it opens up. Okay, and I left, so this is the lining, so the pillow sham was, imagine this being opened up, right? The patchwork, and it's all quilted. And then in the inside was the lining, and this is the lining. It's so pretty and so silky and soft. So what happened was the lining was where the envelope, your pillow, it has an envelope closing. That's what it's called. So when you have a pillow sham, on the other side where you stick your pillow in, you can either have a zipper at the end, a zipper in the middle. You could have ties at the end, ties in the middle, or you could have what they call an envelope closing, which is kind of like an envelope. You stick the pillow in one side, you lift the other piece of fabric and put it over. So it's kind of like in an envelope. That's what style this was. So what I did, because that put a lot of give, so I couldn't just let that be open. So I closed it up in there. I don't know if you can, you're not gonna be able to see it. And then what I did was I pulled up all the corners, I turned them in, and because this is upcycled, you'll see that it's not perfect seaming and stuff like that because you're dealing with something that's already been made. And I didn't want to rip it all out and start all over again because then I would ruin the ruffle. So sometimes with the pieces, you just can't totally reconstruct them. So then the next thing that I did was I didn't want to get rid of the ruffles again because I started to do that and it wasn't going to work. So what I did was I closed the tote bag here and I closed the tote bag here. Reinforced my edges, of course, on both sides. And what I want, and it's really cool. You can't tell when you open it this way. See, your seams are all good there. Your seams are all good there. And I didn't want these, I didn't want them stuck in the inside, so I didn't want to envelope them in. Also, I broke my walking foot. So I had to use the regular, I broke my walking foot. I can't believe it. It was just, I bent it and they tried to fix it at the sewing store. I'm gonna have to bring it back into Bernina and see if the guy can actually fix it again. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to save up for a new walking foot. That was expensive. It was $180. I only used it a few times and already bent it. So anyway, I had to be able to use my regular sewing machine, and it's too thick to go. So it would be too thick to go right here. Let me show you. So it's too thick to go into this piece here. I'm making sure the camera can catch it because then that's like a triple or quadruple, and so now you have like 8 pieces to have to go through. There's no way that would work. So what I did was I just closed it there, and then you can see in the seam it's just nice and neat. There is a little bunching, but you can't really help that. I put my label on it. And then I did 2 cross, where's my other, I installed 2, added 2 straps, and these are cross grain ribbon. I wanted it to be white to match this, and then I doubled them up because they're not strong enough unless you double them. So I doubled them, and then I stitched them on both sides so that they're nice and sturdy. Then the next thing I did was I wanted to add a pocket, so I went and got my some scrap material. And actually, hold on just a second, I'll kind of show you what I did, oh, I need to get a bigger piece. Let me just grab it real quick. Hang on. I'll be right there. So I took this piece of, I had a piece of this, it was thin. This is thin broadcloth. And so what I did was I just took this piece, let's just pretend this is the size, which is around there. It was a little bit narrower. I fused interfacing on this. I just laid it down, ironed on the interfacing. Then I came back and what I did was, now you can fold it and have a piece like this. Well, what I did was I first turned in the hem. So you take your hem here, you fold it in, I ironed that down, then I did it one more time because what I wanted to make sure when this was finished that this pocket top here, see, it's really sturdy. And if you feel it, you can feel the layers in there, and that's what I wanted because it's not going to tear as people take their phone in and out. Oh, by the way, it's one of the kind. So whoever buys it, it'll only be that one. There's no other ones like this. So it's a one-of-a-kind tote bag. So, I mean, when she does that, she will not break it by putting in her out her phone. So now I have the piece like this. Now we'll pretend that these are folded in, right? Then what I did was I turned it inside out. I mean, right side. So I put what I did was I just sewed down, the interfacing is here, the interfacing is there like that, right? And then put it in, and then what I did was I turned it around. Actually, let's pretend the interfacing is on the outside. And then I stitched here and I stitched here. These were stitched down because they were turned in. So they were like turned like this, let's just say like this and like this, right? So I stitched down here, I stitched down on the other side, turned it around, and then I top stitched each part of this pocket. And now I folded it in half, turned it around so it's all folded like this, right? And then I just stitched it in. So that's why you see the pocket is the same, see, on both sides. And it's really thick. So now even the pocket has been reinforced with interfacing and 2 layers of fabric. And then all I did was just top stitched it down. So that was how I did that part of it. It turned out so cute, I think, and I put it on my shoulder just to make sure, and it's really comfortable. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. If it's not, it should be on my Valia site before I publish this video. It should already be on my Valia Studio site, which the description is always in my description. So just to go to my Valia Studios, and that's my Etsy shop where all my handmade stuff that is not Fairy Core or Whimsy Goth. All of those Whimsy Goth, Fairy Core is all on Everfay. But so Cottagecore and all my other stuff is on Valia. So there you go. Hope you like it. Please leave me any comments or questions. It's totally upcycled, everything except for this is new. The straps are new, but everything is upcycled. Even the scraps here are upcycled from somebody who gave me the fabric. So everything has been thrifted and upcycled. Thanks for watching.